Welcome to the History in Focus channel. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss more videos like this one. British performer Johnny Strange set an impressive record by slicing 8 apples in 1 minute with a chainsaw while holding them in his own mouth. The feat was performed under strict safety controls, as any small mistake could cause serious injury. To achieve the record, Johnny used a high-speed electric chainsaw and trained extensively in precision, breath control, and motor coordination. Thomas Blackthorne performed the heaviest sword swallow ever recorded by swallowing the drill bit of a DeWalt demolition jackhammer weighing 83.77 pounds. The feat took place in 2007 during a show in Germany and was validated by the record book. He swallowed a 0.94-inch thick steel rod and supported the full weight of the running equipment for more than 3 seconds. The feat required extreme body control and nerves of steel, marking one of the world's most dangerous records. Thomas Blackthorne, from the United Kingdom, amazed the world by lifting a 27.5-pound block with his tongue, roughly the weight of a 3-year-old child. The record was achieved on a live TV show and officially validated by Guinness. To perform the feat, a metal hook was attached to Thomas's tongue, connected to the weight by chains. The stunt requires extreme muscle strength, pain tolerance, and technical preparation. Thomas trains regularly and is known for performing extreme physical endurance acts in shows around the world. Ruan Liangming from China entered the record book by enduring being covered by approximately 637,000 live bees, totaling about 140 pounds on his body. The feat took place in 2014 and required training with experienced beekeepers and extreme resistance to stings. To attract the insects, a queen bee was placed on his body, causing the swarm to gather around him. Ruan remained still for nearly an hour, transforming into a living cloak of bees before judges and spectators. Antanas Kontrimas from Lithuania made history by lifting 140.6 pounds using only his beard. The record was achieved by lifting presenter Gupse Ozay during a television show in Istanbul, Turkey. For the feat, his beard was braided and tied with special ropes that distributed the weight evenly. Antanas not only endured the weight without injury, but also posed with his arms outstretched while the person remained suspended. He is known for other bizarre beard feats, like pulling cars and carrying cement bags. Gary Turner from the United Kingdom holds the world record for the most elastic skin ever recorded. His skin can stretch to an impressive 6.22 inches, a feat made possible by Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, a rare genetic condition that affects collagen, making the skin extremely flexible. The record was confirmed by the record book in 2002. Gary also appears at events and shows to raise awareness about his condition, using his body in educational and artistic ways to amaze audiences worldwide. This is Kim Goodman from Chicago, known for holding the record for the farthest eyeball protrusion in the world. She can pop her eyes out of their sockets an impressive 0.47 inches, an official measurement recorded by Guinness World Records in 2007 in Turkey. Her unusual talent was discovered after a domestic accident when she was hit on the head and noticed her eyes popped out involuntarily. Since then, Kim has appeared on several television programs and demonstrates her ability at events. Manjit Singh, known as the Iron Man of Leicester, set an unusual record by lifting 50.7 pounds with hooks attached around his eye sockets. The British master of extreme challenges is famous for using improbable body parts for strength feats. He has broken over 60 world records, all involving muscular control, endurance, and absurd pain tolerance. Singh performs to show how far the human body can go. And as if lifting weight with his eyes was not enough, Manjit Singh has also lifted weights with a single ear and pulled a multi-ton bus using just that same ear as the anchor point. His feats defy anatomical logic and have made him a living legend in the world of records. Singh says his goal is to inspire people to overcome their own physical and mental limits. Samantha Ramsdell from the United States holds the Guinness World Record for the world's largest mouth gape. Her opening measures an impressive 2.57 inches tall and 4 inches wide, enough to fit a whole apple, a double sandwich, or even a soda bottle. Samantha also became a social media sensation by singing, doing voice impressions, and even eating an entire bag of chips at once. Her unusual talent has also earned her TV appearances and commercial deals. Andrew Stanton, a performer from Las Vegas, entered the record book by performing a disturbing feat, passing the longest metal coil through his nose and pulling it out of his mouth. The record was achieved in 2012 during a performance in the United States. The technique, known as nasal regurgitation, requires extreme preparation and total breath control. The coil travels through the nasal passages to the throat, exiting through the mouth without causing injury. Diana Armstrong from the United States holds the world record for the longest fingernails on a living woman, with a total length of approximately 42.65 feet, combining all 10 nails. She has not cut them since 1997, keeping the habit as a tribute to her daughter, who used to care for her nails before she passed away. The record was officially recognized in 2022. Diana takes 4 to 5 hours to paint them and needs assistance with simple daily tasks, but says she intends to keep them as long as she can. In 1993, Jim Mouth, an American known for stunts involving unusual objects, broke the world record by smoking 155 lit cigarettes simultaneously. To avoid suffocation, he used a small fan to blow the smoke away from his face. In addition to this feat, Jim has also been recognized for fitting dozens of straws, pens, and hot dogs in his mouth at once, demonstrating extreme mouth flexibility and muscle control. His abilities are recorded in various Guinness categories. Georges Christin from Luxembourg was once considered the world's strongest man in feats using teeth. He ran 38.7 feet while holding a 26.5-pound table in his mouth with a 110-pound woman sitting on it. In 1985, he pulled a 20-ton train car over 656 feet using only his teeth. He also ran with a heavy chair in his mouth while an adult man was seated on it. In total, he broke more than 50 records, including tearing phone books in half, bursting hot water bottles, and bending nails with his hands. In one of the most extreme and physically painful records ever documented, Hungarian Attila Bányai allowed a four-wheel drive vehicle to run over his body. The feat was performed during a festival near Budapest. Bányai practices martial arts and body acrobatics and has trained for decades in endurance. To ensure safety, he uses breath control techniques and precise bone alignment, withstanding the weight without fractures. The vehicle weighed over 3,300 pounds. Veteran Esperance Fuerzina is the most tattooed woman in the world. In addition to tattoos covering nearly 100% of her body, she also has scarifications, subcutaneous implants, tongue splitting, and eye ink. With her radically transformed appearance over the years, Fuerzina uses her body as an extreme form of artistic expression and identity. Her visual journey began after adolescence, reflecting a deep personal search for freedom and self-affirmation. Austrian skydiver Felix Baumgartner was the first person to break the sound barrier in freefall. On October 14, 2012, he ascended to about 24.2 miles above the Earth in a helium balloon and jumped from the stratosphere wearing a pressurized suit. During the fall, he reached a maximum speed of 843.6 miles per hour, equivalent to Mach 1.25, before opening his parachute. The mission, called Red Bull Stratos, broke several records in skydiving and engineering and was watched live by millions around the world. Andrew Stanton from Nevada set an unusual and impressive record by pulling the heaviest object using eye sockets. During the show Low Show Day Record, he moved a classic car using hooks connected to the area around his eye cavities. The feat required extreme physical endurance and precise muscular control. The car pulled by Andrew weighed 2,403 pounds, and the pull covered 32.8 feet, making it one of the most painful and delicate records ever seen. Nick Stobrel from Salinas, California, holds the record for the world's longest tongue among men, with an official measurement of 4 inches recorded in 2012. He can easily reach the tip of his nose and even lick his own elbow, something considered nearly impossible for most people. Nick also uses his tongue for artistic performances, such as tongue painting on canvas, and has appeared on various television shows showcasing his unusual skill. Jackie Bibby set an insane record in 2006 by holding 13 live rattlesnakes dangling from his mouth for 10 seconds. The feat required not only extreme courage, but also deep knowledge of the behavior of venomous reptiles. Known as the Snake Man, Jackie has survived more than 10 snake bites throughout his life. His work with snakes spans decades, always pushing the limits between danger and absolute control. In 2001, Ismael Rivas Falcon made history in Madrid with a feat as bizarre as it was painful. He pulled a 6,071-pound train for 32.8 feet, using only his beard hair. The feat was broadcast live during the show El Show de los Record. What few know is that the train was not empty. It had people on board, making the challenge even more extreme. Experts estimate his beard endured a force equivalent to more than 880 pounds distributed across the hairs. The highest and longest cable car walk ever performed happened in Germany on Zugspitze Mountain at an altitude of 9,718 feet. The feat was accomplished by Swiss tightrope walker Freddie Nock, who walked 3,264 feet on the cables without using a safety harness or balancing pole. At 46 years old at the time, he broke his own record by defying the winds and instability of extreme altitude. The walk was completed successfully in front of cameras and witnesses and was officially recorded as one of the most dangerous in the world. Devendra Suthar from India has 14 fingers on his hands and 14 on his feet, totaling 28, the most ever recorded in a living person. The condition, called polydactyly, is rare, and even as a carpenter, he faces daily challenges. Wearing regular shoes is nearly impossible, and simple tasks like using gloves or handling tools require adaptation. Despite that, Devendra keeps a good sense of humor and became a local celebrity, invited to events and interviews across the country. Rolf Buchholz from Germany holds the world record for the most body modifications on a man, totaling 516 changes. His modifications include 481 piercings, 278 of which are in the genital area, as well as subdermal implants, extensive tattoos, scarification, a split tongue, and horn implants on his forehead. Rolf began his transformation at age 40 and has become an iconic figure at body art conventions worldwide. His body is an extreme manifestation of identity and personal expression. During a performance in the United States, David Rush achieved an impressive record by placing 100 lit candles in his mouth at the same time. The feat was officially recorded by Guinness and requires extreme control, heat resistance, and precision. The event took place in September 2021 at a TEDx conference where David demonstrated his skill by keeping the candles lit long enough for the record to be validated without causing serious burns or accidents. Lucky Diamond Rich from Australia is the most tattooed man in the world according to the Guinness Book. His body is covered in tattoos on 100% of the visible surface, including gums, inside the ears, and even between the toes. Over more than 1,000 hours of sessions, he was tattooed by hundreds of different artists using several overlapping layers of ink. Lucky started with traditional tattoos, but evolved to covering even the previous ones with new colors, becoming a global icon of extreme body art. Lindsay Lindbergh from Los Angeles holds the record for the most apples crushed with a bicep in 1 minute, reaching an impressive 10. Known as Mama Lou, Lindsay is a professional strongwoman who has performed in over 15 countries, standing out for unusual feats such as tearing phone books, bending iron pans with her hands, and snapping steel chains across her chest. In addition to Guinness, she also promotes female empowerment workshops through physical strength. Joel Strasser from the United States set a peculiar record by inserting exactly 3,500 toothpicks into his beard. The feat was officially recorded by the record book in 2018. To reach this number, Joel spent 3 hours and 13 minutes patiently placing each toothpick into his facial hair. The beard turned into a real spiky sculpture resembling a porcupine. Joel is known for using his beard in similar challenges, such as hanging Christmas decorations and clothespins. Maxwell Day, a British teenager only 14 years old, entered Guinness with a surprising anatomical ability. He can rotate his feet backward an astonishing 157 degrees. This made him the human with the greatest foot rotation ever recorded. Although the movement seems impossible, Maxwell feels no pain when doing it. Doctors say his condition is linked to extreme joint hypermobility, making him a kind of elastic man of the feet. Michel Lotito, known as Mr. Eat All, became famous for his unbelievable diet. He consumed objects like glass, metal, bicycles, TVs, and even a Cessna 150 airplane over 2 years. His stomach had a lining twice as thick as normal, making him resistant to sharp materials. Lotito claimed to digest about 2.2 pounds of metal per day. Despite the bizarreness, he lived to age 57 and never suffered food poisoning. The fastest bathtub in the world reached an impressive average speed of 116.8 miles per hour. This unusual vehicle was created by Swiss engineer Hannes Roth, who decided to turn a regular bathtub into a race car. The structure was equipped with a powerful engine, sport wheels, and adapted steering, but retained its classic bathroom shape. The record was officially approved in 2016 during a speed trial in Switzerland. Elaine Davidson, born in Brazil and naturalized British, is the woman with the most piercings in the world, according to Guinness. Since 1997, she has undergone more than 10,000 body piercings, including on the face, ears, tongue, and even intimate areas. In 2000, she was officially recorded with 462 piercings, a number that has only increased over time. In addition to the piercings, Elaine often wears vibrant makeup, colorful clothing, and multicolored dreadlocks, turning her appearance into a true living work of art. In Malaysia, a cat named Bibi caught the world's attention by achieving an unusual feat, balancing 10 stacked dice on just one front paw. The record was documented in 2017 and required the dice to remain steady for several seconds. Bibi is a domestic short-haired black and white cat, trained by his owner, Su Lianchui. The feat required calmness, precision, and probably a lot of reward-based training. American Don Gorski holds the record for the most Big Macs eaten in a lifetime, over 34,000 since 1972. He averages 2 per day and saves receipts, boxes, and even lid wrappers as part of his meticulous record. Don claims his health is good, surprising doctors and nutritionists. His love for the sandwich began the first day he tried it, and since then, he rarely skips a day. He is considered one of the most dedicated McDonald's fans in the world. In Japan, Katsumi Tamakoshi set the record for the 100-meter on all fours race, completing the distance in 15.86 seconds. The attempt was held on an official track with electronic timing and verification by the record book. The race requires moving forward using hands and feet simultaneously, with gloves to protect the palms and short, fast steps while keeping the torso leaning forward. The course is measured just like in traditional track events, ensuring regulated distance, start, and finish. Ekachai and Laksana Tiranarat from Thailand broke the record for the longest kiss in the world by staying locked together for 58 hours, 35 minutes, and 58 seconds. The feat took place from February 12 to 14, 2013, during a special Valentine's Day event in Pattaya. Throughout the kiss, the couple could not sit, sleep, eat solids, or go to the bathroom separately. The challenge required physical and emotional endurance and earned the couple an official title in the record book. Anthony Victor from India holds the world record for the longest ear hair. Officially measured by Guinness World Records, the hairs grow from the center of the auricle and reach up to 7.12 inches at their longest point. The record was validated through rigorous strand-by-strand measurements. Anthony, who was a school principal, maintained this unusual growth for years without trimming it, turning a rare body trait into a globally recognized achievement. Anne Woods from the United Kingdom gained worldwide fame for her unique talent, making the most extreme faces in gurning competitions. She won 27 times at the Egremont Crab Fair, held annually since 1267 in Cumbria, and was recognized by the record book as the woman with the most victories in the event's history. The fair is one of the oldest in the world and attracts competitors who try to distort their faces the most. Anne received her official title on September 18, 2010, after decades of dominance in the competition. Macy Curran from Texas entered the record book by being recognized as the woman with the longest legs in the world. At just 17 years old at the time of certification in 2020, Macy stood 6 feet 10 inches tall, with her legs measuring 4 feet 5 inches, which accounts for about 60% of her total height. Her left leg measures 53.23 inches, and her right leg 52.87 inches. Despite the difficulties with clothing and furniture, Meika uses her condition to inspire others to accept their bodies as they are, and plans to pursue a career in fashion. In 1968, Irishman Mick Meaney was buried alive for 61 days in London, inside a reinforced coffin nearly 6.5 feet underground. During that time, he survived on water, vitamins, biscuits, and baby food, and had contact with the outside world via telephone. The coffin had lighting, ventilation through pipes, and even a radio for entertainment. The feat was monitored by doctors and journalists but did not enter the record book due to lack of official supervision. When exhumed, Mick was welcomed by a crowd and hailed as a celebrity. Robert Wadlow, the tallest human in recorded history, was born in 1918 and reached an incredible height of 8 feet 11.1 inches. Known as the Alton Giant, he wore size 37A shoes and needed custom-made clothing. His height was caused by a tumor in the pituitary gland, which accelerated his growth. Wadlow was gentle and well-mannered and toured the United States with Ringling Brothers and a shoe company. He died at age 22 due to complications from an infected leg brace. Milan Roskop from Slovakia is the only man in the world known for juggling 3 running chainsaws. In June 2009, he surpassed his previous record by completing 62 consecutive throws and catches. The most impressive part? The chainsaws were fully operational. Milan has also juggled cannonballs, dumbbells, and even iron hammers, always pushing the limits between skill and calculated insanity. The largest pizza in the world was made by Pizza Hut in partnership with influencer Eric Decker, also known as Eric. The gigantic pizza covered an area of 13,990 square feet and was assembled at the Los Angeles Convention Center in January 2023. Over 13,000 pounds of dough, 581 gallons of sauce, and 8,800 pounds of cheese were used. After certification by the record book, the pizza was sliced and donated to charities, turning the record into an act of generosity. Ram Singh Chauhan from Jaipur, India, holds the record for the longest mustache in the world with an impressive length of 13 feet 9 inches. He began growing it when he was young and maintained the habit for over 37 years. The record was officially recognized in 2010 and remains unbeaten to this day. Ram cares for the hairs daily with oil and special grooming, and his mustache became a national symbol and part of his cultural identity, proudly displayed at events and ceremonies across the country. Shannon Jones from Australia broke the world record for the farthest arrow shot using only her feet. As flexible as a contortionist, she fired the arrow with a bow using her feet while balancing upside down, reaching an impressive distance of 59.94 feet. The feat was officially recognized by the record book and required months of training in strength, balance, and coordination. The attempt was carried out on an outdoor court with pinpoint accuracy. Valerian Romanovsky stayed submerged in ice for 3 hours and 1 minute, a rarely seen display of human endurance. Most impressive is that he did not suffer hypothermia or apparent physical damage, even with his body temperature dropping drastically. Scientists believe he has a unique ability to control blood circulation and slow his metabolism, similar to hibernating animals. He trains in frozen lakes and sleeps in sub-zero temperatures to prepare. Neil Harbison was born with achromatopsia, a condition that prevented him from seeing colors. To overcome it, he implanted an antenna in his skull capable of converting colors into sound frequencies. He literally hears the colors around him, including invisible tones like infrared and ultraviolet. In 2004, the British government officially recognized his implant as part of his body, making him the world's first legal cyborg. Neil also composes music based on faces and artworks. İlker Yilmaz from Turkey entered the record book by squirting milk from his eye socket to an impressive distance of 9 feet 1.8 inches. The feat took place at the Armada Hotel in Istanbul and attracted attention for the unusual technique. He sucks milk through his nose and forces it out through his eyes. The achievement was officially documented on September 1, 2004, and remains one of the strangest records ever recorded, requiring extreme control of nasal channels and facial muscles. American Ashrita Furman is globally recognized as the person with the most Guinness records ever achieved by a single individual. Over decades, he has broken more than 600 records in various unusual categories, such as slicing the most watermelons on the stomach with a katana, balancing running chainsaws on his chin, pedaling underwater, and slicing apples mid-air with a sword. His name has been in Guinness since 1979, and his life philosophy is to constantly challenge his limits, using records as a form of active meditation. Canadian pastor Kevin Fast broke the record for pulling the heaviest aircraft ever moved by a human. He dragged a CC-177 Globemaster III, weighing an astonishing 469,199 pounds over 28.9 feet. Known as the world's strongest priest, Kevin has also pulled trucks, houses, and even locomotives using only his body strength. He claims his secret lies in faith and constant training. His white beard became a trademark in strength competitions around the globe. Tazio Gavioli from Italy performed an impressive feat by doing 36 consecutive push-ups using only his pinky fingers. The record was achieved in 2018 in front of witnesses and official recorders. The test of extreme strength required balance, absolute body control, and endurance in the smallest fingers of the hands. The performance took place on a stage adapted to display the feat and was recognized by the record book as the highest number of push-ups in this unusual and highly challenging category. Zach, a well-trained and highly skilled parrot, achieved 2 impressive records in the record book. He opened 35 drink cans in just 1 minute, using his beak with incredible precision and speed. Additionally, Zach holds the record for the most basketball dunks by a parrot in 1 minute, using a small ball and an adapted hoop. The records were achieved under official supervision and demonstrate the high level of intelligence and coordination of this extraordinary animal. Ash Randall from the United Kingdom set a unique record by juggling a soccer ball with his feet while lying on the roof of a moving car for 93 seconds. The feat was recorded in 2014 and required extreme balance, concentration, and body control, as the vehicle's movement made everything unpredictable. Ash is internationally recognized for his freestyling skills and holds several other records related to ball control. Mehmet Özürek from Turkey held the world record for the longest nose, measuring 3.46 inches from the nasal bone to the tip. His nose attracted international media attention and earned him a place in the Guinness World Records. Despite jokes throughout his life, Mehmet always handled it with pride and good humor, turning an unusual feature into a symbol of self-esteem. He claimed that his sense of smell was also exceptionally sensitive. In rural Mexico, the Gomez family drew global attention when they were awarded the title of the world's hairiest family by Guinness. 4 members have a rare genetic condition called congenital hypertrichosis, which covers approximately 98% of their bodies with hair. The record was officially documented in 2000. Despite their unusual appearance, the family lives a normal life, gives interviews, and raises awareness about this rare hereditary condition. In 2015, Greg Godfrey made history by launching a truck cab an astonishing 166 feet into the air during Evel Knievel Days in Montana. The stunt was so absurd it looked like a scene from an action movie. The jump exceeded the previous record by over 80 feet and involved precise calculations, fine-tuned suspension adjustments, and a lot of courage. The landing impact was so strong that the tires deformed, but Greg walked away unharmed and laughing. Edibar Elchiev from Georgia earned a Guinness World Record by attaching 50 magnetized metal spoons to his body without glue or trickery in December 2011. The feat took place in Tbilisi and earned him the nickname Magnetic Man. Curiously, he also attached frying pans and even a child to his chest using the same phenomenon. Experts believe the adhesion is more related to oily skin and body posture than actual magnetism. Wei Shengchu from China earned the world record by inserting 2,188 acupuncture needles into his scalp, face, and neck. The feat occurred during a health fair in front of doctors and cameras. Wei is a former professor of traditional Chinese medicine and spent years training his technique and pain tolerance. To maintain the visual symmetry of the needles, he used precise markings made with a ruler and dermatographic pencil. Even with his face completely covered, he never had serious bleeding because he knew where to pierce to avoid major blood vessels. Joel Wall from Florida spent years building the world's largest rubber band ball, nicknamed Megatron. Weighing over 9,000 pounds and standing 6 feet tall, the massive sphere was made with 700,000 rubber bands, requiring extreme planning and patience. Guinness recognized the feat in 2008. A crane was needed to move the giant ball. Today, it is on display in a museum as one of the most absurdly domestic and colossal objects ever created. Wang Weibao from China entered the record book by balancing on just 4 fingers of his hands for 19.23 seconds. The feat requires extreme strength in the fingers, wrists, and shoulders, as well as perfect balance and years of training. The position, known as one of the most difficult in acrobatics, is so rare that only a few athletes and martial artists can perform it. The tallest mohawk in the world belongs to American Joseph Grissamore, who entered Guinness with a hairstyle over 3.5 feet tall. To keep it upright, he needs gallons of hairspray and the help of assistants. He works as a mental health technician and says his motivation is to inspire others to be unique. Interestingly, Joseph avoided attention for years until he decided to turn his eccentric look into a world record. Gareth Griffin from the United Kingdom entered the Guinness Book by growing the heaviest onion in the world, weighing an impressive 19.78 pounds. The gigantic vegetable took months of care, advanced gardening techniques, and a lot of patience. The onion is so big it barely fits in Gareth's arms and outweighs the average newborn baby. The previous record was 18.74 pounds, and now his feat is celebrated at agricultural fairs as a symbol of dedication and passion for cultivation. Kimberly Kimikola Winter earned the world record for the loudest female burp, reaching an astonishing 107.3 decibels, measured in a studio and confirmed by the record book in April 2023. To achieve that volume, Kimberly uses a breathing control technique that involves swallowing air and tensing the diaphragm, similar to vocal exercises. She trains regularly and has been burping loudly since childhood. Her sound is so powerful that it matches the noise level of a jackhammer or heavy traffic. Kevin Shelley achieved a very unconventional record, breaking 46 toilet seats with his head in just 60 seconds. The feat happened in front of a live audience who watched in awe as he smashed seat after seat with his skull. Shelley, already known for extreme challenges, combined brute force with pinpoint accuracy. Despite the absurdity, the record demands impressive physical resilience and a total lack of common sense. Mark Greenleaf from Casper, Wyoming, entered the Guinness Book by holding the record for the largest stretched earlobe in the world, measuring an impressive 4.51 inches in diameter. The mark was officially verified in 2024. Mark began stretching his earlobes at age 13 and gradually increased the size of his plugs over decades until he reached the record. The tallest Lego tower in the world, standing at an impressive 118 feet, was built in Tel Aviv, Israel, in 2017. The structure used more than 500,000 pieces and took weeks to complete, with the help of cranes and thousands of volunteer children. The work honors Omer Sayag, a young Lego fan who died of cancer. Named Omer Tower, it is more than just a record. It is a tribute to all children suffering from the disease. Charles Helmke and Charlotte Gutenberg from the United States are not just a couple, they are walking artworks. Charles has 93.75% of his body covered in tattoos, including his scalp and even his gums. Charlotte began getting tattoos at age 57 and reached 91.5% body coverage, making her the most tattooed woman in her age group. Together, they are the most tattooed couple in the world, with thousands of hours under the needle and using their appearance to challenge beauty standards. Jamie Keaton, also known as Canhead, has a rare skin condition that allows his skin to adhere to objects lightly like a magnet, due to an unusual combination of high body temperature and low sweat production. He has stuck cans, bottles, and cell phones to his body using only skin suction. In 2022, he broke the record by attaching 10 drink cans to his head. He also uses his power to hold objects while doing other tasks. The largest humanoid vehicle in the world is called Mononofu and was built by the company Sakakibara Kikai in Japan. It measures 27.76 feet tall and 13.09 feet wide. Fully functional, the robot can walk, move its arms, and even operate fictional weapons, such as a sponge cannon. The record was officially verified on December 7, 2018. Inspired by anime and manga, Mononofu was created to showcase the potential of Japanese entertainment engineering at life size. Yu Zhengxia from China holds the world record for the longest eyelashes, according to Guinness. One of them reaches an incredible 8.07 inches, longer than a school pencil. She says her lashes began growing intensely after spending 2 years in nature, which she attributes to spiritual practices. Her record baffles scientists, as her hair growth is extremely rare and medically unexplained. Jianxia says she never cuts them out of respect for the divine gift. Mirko Hansen from Germany set the world record for the fastest 50-meter hand skating with an impressive time of 8.55 seconds in 2017. Using skates adapted for the hands, he covered the distance completely upside down, requiring extreme body control, arm strength, and perfect balance. The feat is the result of years of specialized training in acrobatics and artistic skating, combining athletic precision with circus techniques. In a stunning display of teamwork, skydivers from the world team set the world record for the largest freefall formation ever recorded. In 2006, in Thailand, 357 athletes from 40 countries united in the sky at 19,685 feet altitude, forming a colorful and symmetrical figure just 80 seconds after the jump. Each skydiver held an exact position, connecting by arms or legs. The formation was held for 6 seconds at a speed of about 112 miles per hour. American Betty Goodhart set the record for the world's oldest flying trapeze artist in 2017 at age 85. A former advertising executive, she began trapeze training at 78, proving that it is never too late to challenge your limits. Betty performs full aerial swings with refined technique, executing catches and movements with great precision. She trains regularly, maintaining muscle strength and agility comparable to athletes decades younger.